and good night to some of you. This is a very special broadcast, and of course, we must pray. And prayer we must, this very evening and always going forward. And I will pray in the language of heaven, because Chukwukika Abiyama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations and the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwukika Abiyama onye na-efewe n'aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, iwe nye anyị ndụ n'ala nke dị n'uwe n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-etoghị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee eziokwu mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe na Chineke na ihe ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbagba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-etoghị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na otuto na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much. And remember, here we talk about the situation of the contraption called Nigeria, the things that are happening on the life of the indigenous tribe in the contraption called Nigeria. We bring it to the front burner. We come on daily basis to speak about this issue because we do not want them to change the narrative. The government is fighting so hard, using the conventional media to change the narrative of what is going on in Nigeria. We will not allow that. That is why we are coming on daily basis. Please, you have to help and share the video. Share the video to every platform. Share it to family and friends. Share the video to people that need to hear our voice. Let the video go viral. You don't only share my video, you share every other video that makes sense about the situation of the contraption called Nigeria, and mainly those who are agitating for their freedom. Share their videos so that the world will hear our voice and know the true situation of the contraption called Nigeria. It is not all well, and nobody is finding it funny anymore. Nobody is finding it funny anymore. The contraption called Nigeria just celebrated 61 years of dumbness. 61 years. They are 61. At 61, nothing to offer. Sometimes when we say certain things on social media, people think it's just about the social media. It is not just about the social media. Even the governors are confirming what we are saying. Those who are politicians are confirming what they are saying. That after 61 years, Nigeria has nothing to offer except the name. After 61 good years, Nigeria has nothing to offer to its people except the name. Governors are saying it. Politicians are saying it. It is everywhere. It is not a mere hearsay. I'm not just making it up. Governor Nyesom Wike, even though he is one of the criminals, even though he's one of the one I hated so much, even though he's one of those who is perpetrating the evil and playing the script of the Janjaweed, he knows that Nigeria cannot offer anything and has never achieved anything, only the name. And even that name that they are claiming that they have, even that very name we are talking about, the name, the only thing that you can get in that name is for the Fulanese. When you hear about one Nigeria, Nigeria has never been one and will never ever be one because it was not meant to be one. Nigeria was never meant to succeed. This is a company. It's a company that is being run by British. British established the company. It was not meant to be a country. This is a company. It was not meant to favor anybody except the British and those who are playing their script. And it was because these Fulani Janjaweeds are loyal to the British. That is why today, when you talk about one Nigeria, you are talking about them. Because everything in one Nigeria satisfies their selfish interests. everything in one Nigeria satisfied them alone. Even British themselves didn't believe in the one Nigeria. They don't believe in it. That is why today you don't have a white man who claims to be a Nigerian. Have you asked yourself, why is it that we don't have white Nigerians? After all, we have colonial masters. Why is it that when they were living, they left with everything that they have? They did not leave every single soul. In South Africa today, in Namibia, and so many other countries that they colonized, we have people who are white, British, and they are citizens. We have British citizens who are originally from that very place. They don't have any other place to go. We have them in South Africa, we have them in Namibia, we have them in so many other places, in so many other African countries. Why is it we do not have white people that call themselves Nigerians in Nigeria? Pure white, I don't mean people who are married to white and black, pure white people, white and black mothers, white people with their children who are Nigerians. These are our colonial masters who were, when they were living, they left with every traces of them, and they never left anything behind. To show you that they never believed in what they were leaving behind. They never believed that the people there will survive. But to the glory of God, today, they managed to survive, and still, instead of doing the right thing and going their path to be able to establish themselves and make themselves reasonable, they still hold on that very, very company that British built, that they themselves know that will not work. A company that British themselves know that it will not work. Today, somebody will come out and be hitting him or her chest, defending one Nigeria. One Nigeria that doesn't have any single thing to offer to you as a citizen. Don't have anything to offer to you as you call yourself a one Nigeria. Tell me one thing you can be able to boast of. Not even the green passport you're holding. Any place you go with that passport, you are being disgraced, regardless whom you are. Recently, you saw a video of a diplomat, the so-called Nigerian diplomat, beaten up in one of the Asian countries. A diplomat beaten up in Indonesia with their passport. When a diplomat is treated in that form, what do you think that the other citizens are facing? And you call yourself a one Nigerian. I see supporting that evil that will kill you. Still supporting it. You still supporting it. After 61 years, there is nothing to be proud of. They cannot boast of light. Common light, the easiest thing you don't talk about in the 21st century. Even the youngest country and the poorest country, as it stands now, have 24 hours light without blinking an eye. After 61 years, they cannot boast of road. No single good road. No single good road that connects state to state, single federal road, there is none that is good. The videos are flying everywhere. A federal road that connects state to state, broken from the middle at the center of the road, and people cannot go front, they cannot go back. After 61 good years. After 61 good years, you cannot come and begin to say you are campaigning for a president of Nigeria. That's one Nigeria. There is no president that is coming as a president of Nigeria. After 61 years, you are coming to ask for Igbo presidency. You are coming for ask for Yoruba presidency. You are coming to ask for Northern presidency, Southern presidency. This is what you hear. After 61 good years, you cannot talk of competence. After 61 good years, people are still running away from that country of Nigeria to go and have a better life abroad. Unemployment have increased so much. After 61 good years, the certificate of Nigeria universities cannot give you a job abroad. If you go abroad, you have to start afresh to update yourself. After 61 good years, nothing to write home about. And people are hitting their chest, calling themselves one Nigeria. After 61 good years, a senator came out and told you that the constitution you are using can never give you peace, cannot give you progress, cannot give you success, cannot give you security. Yet, you are sitting down on that very constitution, holding it with your two hands and protecting it. After 61 good years, you are still talking of restructuring. Restructuring that our eternal leader, Odumegwu Ojukwu, fought for at Aburi. You said no. You killed more than 5 million Biafrans because we are asking for restructuring. After 61 good years, people are still talking about restructuring, asking for that thing that Ojukwu saw and asked for years ago. After 61 good years, no single person in the contraction corner Nigeria can boast of anything, can boast and hit his chest and say, I am a Nigerian, Nigeria is standing for me. After 61 good years, you cannot go to your room, lock your door, sleep and sleep well in Nigeria, you will still be scared. After 61 years in the capital city of Abuja, you cannot come and air your opinion and protest about the situation. You'll be killed in the presence of the people. After 61 good years, what you see is government sponsoring talks to quell a peaceful rally. Government killing the citizens to quell a peaceful rally. Government killing the citizens to frame up innocent people. After 61 good years. And yet, people are walking about as if nothing happened. After 61 good years, what Nigeria could offer is to go and bring a man that does not have a certificate, that don't have a common entrance certificate, to come and rule the contraption called Nigeria. After 61 good years. After 61 good years, an unproductive man who has never written any book, has never bettered his own life, is the person you brought and called him the most corrupt man and called him misintegrity and put him in power. After 61 good years, a governor will come and see a man that is not productive and say that he prays for that same man to continue in power. After 61 good years. And you think it will be better. You have something else coming. It means you are dead already. But for those of us who are alive in the contraption called Nigeria, every indigenous that is alive is no longer part of the one Nigeria you're talking about. You can see, as they are celebrating their death, people are protesting. They call it independence. People are protesting. People are standing the ground. People are sitting at home. Why those who feel that the British Empire favors them are celebrating? The few 1% that feel that the empire favors them, they are celebrating. They don't care about any other person. After 61 good years, you are still talking about unity. There is no unity. There is no equity. After 61 days, the only thing all these so-called intellectuals, all these so-called statesmen, the only thing they can talk about is still disunity, equality, make everybody equal. After 61 good years, you cannot be able to create equality for everybody, make everybody equal. After 61 good years, you saw the speech that the moron in Asorock gave. You saw the speech that the British mannequin in Asorock gave, the representative of the dead Buhari. You saw the speech he gave. This is a man that people, the Senate, came out and began to ask him to call the bandits their real name, which is terrorists. Call them their real name. He refused. He never called them their real name. He didn't call them their real name. He refused to call them what they are, the bandits. He decided to call them bandits and use people to force the media to be using that same narrative and call them bandits. This Senate sluggishly came up and said, tell him to call these people their name. He is not even bold to call it. Instead, he came on his broadcast. He was threatening people as usual. Threatening people, trying to shut down everybody that is speaking. This is a man who is sponsoring terrorists. This is a man whom they have told for a very long time, look at those who are sponsoring the terrorists, look at the sponsors. He has the names. The names are everywhere. He pretended as if he didn't hear it. He didn't want to talk about it. He is talking about recruiting, reintegrating the terrorists into the society. That is what matters to him. Forgiving the terrorists is what matters to him, but he's not concerned about what people are going through. But when he came to his speech, all these important matters were not addressed. He was now talking about those who are fighting for their legitimate right of self-determination, which is enshrined in their constitution. What he was boasting and bragging about is coming after those who are supporting the agitators. That he knows senators who are supporting the agitators, that they are going to come after them, do this and do that. That he knows their sponsors. It is the agitators, the self-determination, people who are asking for self-determination are the people you can go against after their sponsors and people who are supporting them. But you will not go after those who are supporting terrorism, who are sponsoring terrorism, whom we know them. Even the bandits, we know people who are sponsoring, people who have gone to their den to discuss them, people who have come on national television to make case for bandits and tell the government to give them fund and negotiate, even abuse a journalist for calling them bandits. You don't go after them. You want to go after a senator you claim is supporting the agitation. I hope you are not talking about Abaribe, because if you dare it, that will be your end. That will be your end. If you dare touch Abaribe, that will be your end. I hope it's not Abaribe you are talking about. Dare it, that will be your end. That is where we say we are not part of this madness. We are not part of this madness. The people don't have anything to offer. The Fulani Janjaweed are so lazy that they cannot offer and they can't do anything for themselves. All they care about is stealing. When you talk about the fraud that is happening there, they are the real fraudsters in Nigeria. Corruption you see in Nigeria is in the hand of the Fulanis. They are the one that is institutionalizing. Go and check. They have been the one that have been stealing billions without being prosecuted. From Omar Duko to Buhari himself to whoever. To Dangote himself. These are people who institutionalize corruption and make it look as if it is normal. They make it as if it is normal. And nobody asks any question. If you ask question, they eliminate you. If you get information, they eliminate you. They have been doing it from onset. Yet, you want us to be part of this. After 61 years, you are still talking of creating a country. Why don't you allow people to go their separate ways and have a life? Why don't you have the indigenous tribe in that country called Nigeria to go their separate ways and have a life? That is the right thing to do. Conduct referendum. After 61 years, and nothing is working. Nothing. The only thing you can boast of is that name that Bridget gave you. Conduct referendum and let people decide where to go. That is the right thing to do. Conduct a referendum. It is not too much to ask. The agitators are not asking for money. They are not asking for you to do anything. What they ask you is to conduct referendum. Conduct a referendum. Everything ends. Conduct referendum. Why is it so hard for you to conduct a referendum? Because it's obvious, you know, that we did not sign up for what you are bringing to the table. Nobody signed up for it. Nobody signed up for it. And today, you stupidly come and say you are celebrating independence. Shamelessly come in and say, go to the social media and you see what your fellow Nigerians are doing. Look abroad and you see how they are celebrating it. You are not ashamed. It is only a shameless person that will come out and still be hitting his or her chest and call him or herself a Nigerian. Because the one Nigeria is fake, a fraud that only satisfies some few 1% of that country of Nigeria. And these few are everywhere. They are Igbos, they are Hausas, they are Yorubas, they are Fulanis. They are everywhere. People who are only concerned about their pockets. They are only concerned about what comes into their pocket, about their own personal interest, not even about their children, their own personal interest. That is what they are concerned about. And what the other thing doesn't matter. You see them, they are in every party. It doesn't matter the party they are, these people are the same people. That is why you see them dancing. Some of them will come and swear to you that they will not go somewhere. Before you close your eyes and open, they will begin to go to the place they say they will not go. The place they have sworn and say over their dead body, you will see them going to that. Even swearing with the Bible, using the name of God to swear. May Chukwukabiama must strike all of you dead. As many as are bringing the name of Chukwukabiama into mud, may you all be struck to death. May you all be struck to death. You will never live to see that 2023. As many as are using the name of God in vain, as many as are bringing this evil, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter where you're coming, you will never see 2023. We shall be free. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. It doesn't matter what anybody say, we shall be free. I want to share with you a video that was made in Arise Television, where somebody was trying to talk about the speech that this idiot made in October 1st. Listen what insight the man has and what he has to say. Maybe you can learn something from it. And if there is some nonsense he will say, because they will always try to say nonsense, because these people, they only try to be politically correct, but they don't have anything to offer. Even when they know the truth, they are so scared that they cannot be able to say the truth. Thank God for the social media. We say it because we are not expecting any salary from anybody. Nobody is paying our bills. We are saying it the way it is. Let us watch this interview at Arise Television. You will know better.
To help us deconstruct President Muhammadu Buhari's 61st Independence Anniversary speech, we're now being joined by Professor Anthony Kila. Anthony Kila, thank you for joining us. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, I see you've been all over the place.
Good morning, yes.
I see you've been all over the place this morning. You must be excited by the president's speech. And as I said earlier, there's a lot to chew in that almost 100-paragraph speech. But what stands out for you in President Buhari's message to Nigerians on this special occasion of the 61st independence anniversary of Nigeria?
Well, I think I look at the speech and I see content and timing. In terms of content, I think the president and the presidency have taken their time to address the topical issues, which is what is bordering on people's mind. I contest the timing, and this is not something, it's not a criticism of this president, let me be clear about it. It's just a take on how we deal with things. Yes, the president has talked about what they're doing, their views and their efforts on issues affecting the country. But I argue that the speech of October 1st should be more about a speech of green, white, green, why this country is where is Nigeria and what is the ethos behind it, what is the vision. But I think it should be more about a speech of recognizing the founding fathers, tribute for those who dared to imagine an independent country, more historical and more visionary, rather than government giving account of the day and justifying its action. I have that view, generally. Then we can go to the detailed item. I am taken by the content on Twitter. I'm taken by the list of the infrastructure things. But I think overall, the timing and the content are something that really caught my attention, general about Independence Day speech. Let me add quickly, because I think that Nigerians should be aware that there are 3 quote-unquote mandatory milestone speech every year in this country. One is the Independence Day speech, one is the June 12th speech, and another is the May Day speech, the inauguration of the new government. I think that is the day every year you say, thanks for electing me, as I've promised, this is what I've been doing. June 12th should be about democracy, and October 1st should be about the nation Nigeria is trying to be.
Indeed. So the highlights for you just said were the parts about Twitter and the parts about infrastructure. Would you care to expand on exactly why those were your highlights?
Well, I'm happy that Twitter is going to be suspended. I miss it, I must admit, publicly. I'm one of those people who did not take the shortcut of going over VoIP. I respect not respect, I've coerced to stay away from Twitter.
VPN.
And I think it is
VPN, you mean?
Yes, VPN, yes, sorry about that, yes. And, I'm not one of those people who took the shortcut. I stayed away from it totally, and I think of all those business and affected. So I'm happy that it's going to be back. I'm worried that any government can be strong enough to decide at whim, for whatever reason, to take away such big freedom of expression from people and then bring it back. I'm worried that whilst it appears, sort of commonsensical to say, we took them away, we've told them we're going to bring them back if they meet certain conditions, I do not like the idea that you shut down an enterprise, you shut down a means of communication, then you discuss with them to bring them to space. I think that runs counter to the principle of democracy, free property, freedom of speech, and the time-tested attitude of government to liaise, negotiate, and considerate before taking action. But, here we are. Let's just hope it comes back.
All right. Let's talk about the conversation on the unity of Nigeria. It's pretty much replica of that policy formula in the American military: don't ask, don't tell. Don't talk about it. It's non-negotiable. And you have secessionist agitators everywhere saying otherwise. And you have people saying, let us talk about it. The furtherance of this country must be discussed. We must discuss it on the table. And a litmus test for this will be the 2023 elections. And those conversations have started already as regards the North and South dichotomy. Let's talk about that. And let's also talk about a part where he said part of terrorist, sympathizers and those that are raising fault for terrorists, there is a serving National Assembly member. I mean, that's the closest I heard to really hitting home as regards terrorist financiers in this country. A serving National Assembly member. Let's talk about that area in the speech.
Let me read from right to left and, start from where you stop. I do not think it's presidential to just say there's a serving National Assembly member and not mention who. Actually, better still, I think the president will have been arrested yesterday or the day they discover it before the president mentions it. This idea that out of those men and women who we call honorable, one is suspected of grave crime, according to the president, and is still so vague. So when do we discover? What is happening amongst the members of the National Assembly? Are they chatting themselves? Do they have a WhatsApp group where they're asking themselves, who can it be? Are they suspecting the honorable member of one constituency rather than the other? I think this kind of approach, I have a lot of doubts about such things. A lot of people will be thinking about the gravity that a member of the National Assembly can involve in such things. I am not. I am more interested in the process. And I think it's a wrong process where the president drop hints. It's not presidential, I repeat. We will move away from that and we'll talk about the question of the national unity, which the president says is not negotiable. I think it's legitimate for the president as a human being and by virtue of his role and as a politician to hold the stance that it is not negotiable. But I also defend those who argue that it is negotiable. Actually, full disclosure, I believe it is negotiable. I believe that where Nigeria is today now, the national question, the national unity, whilst we do not have political ideology that divides us, I think it has actually created strong divides amongst Nigerians of different stratas. Wow. The question of national unity is a litmus test, and it has created an identity of who we are. So in this country, we have federalists, we have unionists, we have loyalist Republicans, and we have secessionists or, as it were, balkanists. Based on that, that is the new identity we have. The federalists are people who want to improve and go for true federalism. The unionists are people who are saying, let us go to a more confederate view, perhaps 1963 constitution, and let us see Nigeria as a union of different nations. Then you have sort of the Republicans or conservatives who just defend it and think it's untouchable. Nigeria is fine as it is. Then you have people who want to break it away totally. Unlike the president, I think all those views are legitimate.
Professor Killer, let me take you back to where you started from. You said you would have loved to have a bit of history in this Independence Day anniversary speech.
Yes.
What kind of history were you expecting beyond the focus on the present, what we call temporal centrism in anthropology?
In anthropology, yes. The kind of history I would have loved to have seen, I wasn't expecting it. It's not the style of this president and presidency. And by the way, it's not just this president, generally, it is not the style of our Independence Day speeches. I would have loved to talk about what led to the creation of Nigeria, to pay tribute to those who dared to move for independence, no matter how, subdued their actions are. I would think on every Independence Day speech, the name of Anthony Enaro should pop up and perhaps recognize the struggle of the founding fathers so far, then link the present to that past and project a future to say, so far, we started from A, we have gone up to B, and we hope to get to C. So you mix history and vision. That is the kind of thing I would have loved to have seen. And which doesn't take away from topicality. There is time for topicality. But I think it was very heavy on topicality and quite light on history and vision.
Thank you very much, Professor Anthony Killer, for joining us on the Morning Show and for your comments on the President's 61st Independence Day anniversary speech.
After watching from him, you can see, search your heart, ask yourself, does Nigeria worth the killing? Does Nigeria worth dying for? Obviously, it doesn't worth dying for. Our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu has offered the indigenous people in that very country called Nigeria the solution, which is self-determination, referendum. That is the only way to go. It doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your location, it doesn't matter your religion. The only way to go to save life and to save the people there is to break this evil contraption up. You break it up, then people will go with their interest. It doesn't matter what your interest go, they will go with their own interest and follow what they want to do, plan it and protect their own region. That is the best way to go. And may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to protect our Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to protect our Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to give him more revelation, give him good health, bring him back to us very, very soon. I know it's going to happen. There is no doubt. Our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu is coming out sooner than you expect. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from, and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.
Thank you.